Coleridge describes yet another feature of the landscape of Xanadu, a deep romantic chasm, a place at once savage, holy and enchanted. Savage here may mean sylvan or wooded rather than what we generally understand by the word today. Milton, in Paradise Lost, uses the word savage in a similar way and in a context that, as I.A. Richards noted, has close links with this section of Coleridge's poem. Richards notes that the description of Eden in Book 4 of Paradise Lost contains a section providing the actual sources of not a few of the images and phrases of Kubla Khan. The river passing through Eden, its rills watering the garden, and so on, are all echoed in Coleridge's poem. And, as Thomas Copeland noted, Milton's description of Eden is preceded by a reference to Asmodeus, the demon lover in Tobit, an apocryphal book of the Bible. Now, this is the kind of intertextuality that raises doubts about Coleridge's description of the circumstances in which the poem came to be written. We know that Coleridge was familiar with Milton, and we even know that around the time that he wrote Kubla Khan, he made an entry in his notebook indicating his interest in the Book of Tobit. Clearly, Paradise Lost and the Book of Tobit were in Coleridge's mind when he wrote Kubla Khan. Did they just spontaneously spill from his unconscious mind into the poem, as he claims? Or is the text a much more consciously contrived piece of work than he lets on? I don't suppose there'll ever be a satisfactory answer to that question. What is clear, though, is that Coleridge has drawn on these and other sources to create something new. There's no waning moon in Milton or Tobit, and the woman, rather than being filled with fear by the demon, is wailing for him, apparently with desire. And, weirdly, the woman isn't even there. She's just described to get across the idea that the chasm in Xanadu is the sort of place where one might see a woman wailing for a demon lover. Whoever or whatever she is, we are no closer to understanding what, apart from its vivid and fantastic imagery, the poem is trying to express. Again, one is tempted to say, well, whatever it means, at least it sounds good, with those alliterated W sounds in waning and was and woman and wailing. Evocative and atmospheric as these lines are, though, we're still no closer to an understanding of what the poem is or might be about. The images pile up one on top of the other, but where is it all going? What is it all leading to?